I think if it's me, I just leave the relationship because there's a kid in between the two of them.
What's up, you guys? It's Kuya E with Malusog, and today again with me is my lovely wife, Nu.
Hi,
and
guys.
we're coming to you with another episode of reacting to relationship Reddit posts for your enjoyment. If you like what you see, go ahead and hit like, subscribe, and comment below about your thoughts about the things that we discuss. Meant to be conversational, and we want to hear your thoughts. And by the way, if you're new here, welcome to Malusog, where we help men and just people in general improve their body, sobriety, and relationships. All right. So without further ado, I, 27 female, found messages from my husband, 36 male, and his ex-wife. And months later, I still don't trust him. Ooh. I, 27 female, have been married to my husband, 36 male, for almost a year. We were both divorced before. Unlike him, I completely cut contact with my ex-husband, but he still talks to his ex-wife because they have a daughter together. They live in a different city. I knew about this before we got married, and he assured me that there was nothing between them except co-parenting their daughter. They had been separated for 5 years before I came into his life. Okay, got it.
Mm-hmm.
I trusted him because I had no reason not to. Then a few months after our marriage, I accidentally found a WhatsApp message from his ex-wife saying that she didn't want to lose him anymore, that she still loved him, and that she wanted him back.
Oh, no.
His response was simply, "I'll call you." I've never felt that much pain in my life. I was crying and shaking while holding his phone.
I felt
Yeah.
that too. Yeah.
When he saw me, he tried to comfort me and calm me down. He explained that after she found out he had remarried, she kept calling him, begging him to come back. When I asked why he hadn't blocked her or firmly set boundaries, he said she could stop him from seeing his daughter. Honestly, I didn't fully believe him, but I just wanted the pain to stop. After that, he started deleting messages and his behavior changed, and I found a message from him replying to her, "Yes, babe."
Oh.
When I confronted him, he seemed conflicted and said it was only because of his daughter and the distance between them. In what was probably the stupidest thing I've ever done, I told him to choose between me and his ex-wife. He said he didn't want to lose me, promised it was a mistake, and swore it would never happen again. Now it's been months since all of that happened. Okay, I know all of his passwords, he leaves his phone around me, and he doesn't get upset if I check it. I genuinely believe he's being faithful now. The problem is that my mind won't let it go. One minute I'm okay, and the next I'm breaking down in tears. I keep checking his phone. Sometimes I almost want to find something so I can leave. It's such a strange feeling because no one is forcing me to stay. Has anyone else experienced this? How do you rebuild trust after something like this?
Oh, that's a tough one. I think I don't think it's gonna go away, in my opinion, because it's not just like they don't have a kid together. Since they have a kid together, there will always be connection between them. And I think, yes, he can say, "Oh, I choose you, not her," but there's still gonna be constant like communication, especially if they still have that chemistry. You can't fully rest that it's nothing, like nothing's gonna happen between them. And I think, in my opinion, best thing to do is just leave the relationship. Like, you can make him tell you "I choose you" all day long, but because there's history with the two of them, and when you're together they still have these like instances, then you will never fully feel like safe in the relationship. I think if it's me, I just leave the relationship because there's a kid in between the two of them. Yeah, don't wait until you have a kid with him. Now that becomes like a very messy situation, at least in my opinion. It sucks, you know. I totally get what she's feeling, but like, yeah, I don't know if you want to add anything.
I like your point. The initial reaction that I have is like, this is the classic from the TV show Friends, Ross and Rachel situation.
Yeah, yes.
Where, so the TV show Friends, for those of you that don't know, it's the show about friends, and there's this couple, Ross and Rachel, who are basically on and off. And between those times, they see each other with other people. They have a kid together at some point, and it just gets very messy. In the end of the show, they end up back together. But I think the main reason for that is that they stay in contact. I think OP, or the poster, has a good head on her shoulders as far as being divorced before, making the decision to cut off all ties with her ex-husband. I think that's only natural. It's only a healthy thing to do.
But
I think the guy, on the other hand, not so much. And now with their current situation, I totally feel for the girl. That must be hard, and she's trying her best. But I think post-cheating, it's
so
like
shitty.
a PTSD situation, like post-traumatic stress disorder. The cheating thing, it's like very traumatic, I'm sure, to the woman, and it's like kind of like reliving the same experience.
Yeah.
So no matter how much she checks his phone, no matter if at this point he's already maybe not communicating with his ex anymore, the damage has already been done. So that's hard. Those are my initial reactions.
That's a good point. Like, I think recovering from like post cheating is one element, and assuming the guy doesn't have any like connection, like having a child together with the other party, where he can't completely cut her off like that. That alone, it's hard to recover from, let alone having a kid with the person that he's cheating with, that he's cheating on you with. That makes it even harder to recover from that fully, because even if he try his best, even if he's not doing those things anymore, that girl is still in his life, you know. So yeah, I think, in my opinion, the best thing to do for me, if I were to be in her shoes, I would leave that relationship. As good as it may seem, I don't think it's worth that lifetime of like pain and drama and the constant fear of being in that relationship, you know.
So I was just looking back, so the woman is 27 female, so younger, guy's 36 male, so we're in our early 30s. One fun question is, and I've confirmed this with coworkers, friends that are similar age, similar generation, I think it's more common now to just have a kid with somebody, let alone being married. Like, I hear commonly there's single parents or people that have had kids, but they're not with their baby mama, baby daddy. And that's like more normal. And I hear things, I even heard a coworker before, she was saying like, oh yeah, like with my baby daddy, we both have different partners now. And if anything, I babysit for him to go out on a date with like his partner or his new partners, and then vice versa. And it's almost like this like cool thing nowadays. And I think that's so interesting compared to more the traditional, like if you have a kid, that means you're a family, technically. But I don't think a lot of people view that anymore like that. What do you think about that?
I do see what you're saying. Like nowadays, it's more common to be single parents, right?
Yeah.
I also understand like some situations just call for it. Like you just can't be with this person because it's so toxic, right? And I also think people realizing that certain relationship just not worth fighting for, as opposed to in the old day they just stay no matter what, right?
I can expand on that. To each their own. I think this is more of like a cultural thing, what it means to have kids to you. Does that even change how you go about it? For me, I believe if you have a kid, then maybe you should think about like protecting that family, because you went all the way to have this kid, so better to try to make it work. Now I think with this situation, this is really, really tough. I think if I was in maybe the guy's situation, maybe if I had a partner that I had a kid with, but I'm not the primary partner anymore, I'm not the husband, I'm not like the primary man in the life, then I kind of have to accept the new dynamic. Like, I'm not in that family anymore, especially if I have a new partner, right? I definitely learned in our relationship how to be a better partner, better committed partner, which is to say your current partner, that's it. That's your focus. Like, there can't be this lingering thing with an ex-partner. It doesn't matter what it is, like if you have a kid together or this or that, because that's your ex-partner in the past. It's not your present. Would you agree? Or
Yeah, I think there's a lot of points in the things that you brought up. Growing up from a community where you have to work on your relationship no matter what, right? And that can be a downside too. I can totally see that, being in a marriage no matter what, like no matter how toxic it is. And I've seen a lot of that in the community, and it's sad because
what community you're referring to, just for the people that are watching?
Hmong community, right? Come from that community where it's heavily taught, like, be patient no matter what, trying to work it out, and you to like hold that family together as a family. So yeah, I can agree with your point to a certain degree, but I think, like, if the relationship is super toxic, the other person is not willing to change, is not willing to make it work, then I think it's appropriate to leave the relationship. But also supported what you said earlier is that, yeah, you should still try your best to make it work, but also knowing when to leave the relationship too. I think there's like a balance there. I also agree with your point that nowadays they make being single parents like a cool thing, which I think a lot of situation is it's called for, but then also a lot of situation is just kind of like so normal now, so like I can just be reckless with just having kids and not having to build a family. That is also a new trend thing too.
So nowadays people are more commonly having kids, and they move on to different partners, and they keep contact with their ex to co-parent. Do you think that dynamic can work? Is that healthy?